So using a breast pump can be very helpful to a mother, but with it comes its own drawbacks. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing the pros and cons of using a breast pump, whether electric or a manual breast pump. But before we dive in, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my spot. My name is Bridget, and here we talk about motherhood, ministry, and all around lifestyle. So if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for, please subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you for returning, and thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing this video to the people that you know they need it. So let us start with the pros. So number one, flexibility and convenience. Whether it's an electric breast pump or a manual breast pump, there is flexibility that comes with it. It helps or allows you to store milk for later use, especially to those that are returning to work or planning on traveling and you're not going to be with a baby. So it allows you to store milk and give it to someone, so you don't have to be with a baby every time. Like a mother who is only exclusively breastfeeding, you always have to move with your baby if you're going somewhere. But with using a breast pump, it allows you, it gives you flexibility and allows you to move away from your child if there is need for you to do it. Then number two, it helps maintain or increase breast milk. In most mothers or some mothers, breast pumps actually stimulate the milk production. It did it to me actually, because when I started using it, I actually had more breast milk. It's dependent on how often you are using your breast pump. So if you're using it between 2 to 3 hours, in most cases, most mothers actually get more milk production. And also in instances where you find a child is not actually nursing very well, using a breast pump can come in handy, because there you'll be able to get enough milk and get more milk. You stimulate your milk or increase your milk production, but in doing that you're also storing some for your baby if they're not able to latch well or get enough breast milk as they breastfeed. The third advantage or benefit of using a breast pump is it allows others to also bond with the baby. This includes your family members, your husband, the people you trust you really to serve your baby, the caregiver around. And in this also allows the mom to take her rest, especially in those first month or first weeks after delivery. You really need rest. So sometimes you find it's an overnight of serving breastfeeding the baby. But now if you're able to use a breast pump, pump out milk and give it to someone to serve the baby in the bottle, it is a good way to go. So that's a very great benefit of using a breast pump. Point number 4, using a breast pump allows exclusive pumping. This goes to the mother. So what is exclusive pumping? Exclusive pumping is where a mother chooses, for whatever reasons, they choose to simply use a breast pump, and with the pumped milk they serve the baby. They're not opting the way of breastfeeding. So for whatever reason, using a breast pump really allows you to do exclusive pumping. So it makes it easy for you to extract milk rather than only using hand expression, because hand expression can get tiring or can bring you less milk. So adding on a breast pump, whether you're using a manual breast pump or an electric breast pump, adding it on can help you produce enough milk and stimulate more milk as you continue to serve your child. So benefit number 5, or pro number 5, for using a breast pump is it relieves and prevents you from engorgement. So what is engorgement? Simply is when your breasts are filled with milk, like too much milk, they become so hard and then painful. So if you're going through that process and maybe the baby is sleeping or they're not nursing well, using a breast pump can help you relieve, or often using a breast pump can actually prevent engorgement. Then benefit number 6 for using a breast pump is it supports prematures or sick babies. Prematures, are babies who are born before their time or before that due date, you understand. So and then maybe if a baby is sick and they're not able to nurse on their own, so using a breast pump can help both the mother, help you relieve the engorgement, and also give you an opportunity to be able to feed breast milk to your child, especially now those who are in NICU and ICU, those who are undergoing treatment and alike. So like they say that every good thing also comes with its own drawbacks. Even breast pumps come with their own drawbacks, and number one con or number one disadvantage of using a breast pump is it's really time consuming, because pumping breast milk you need to sit. Sometimes you need to sit for 15, 20 to 30 minutes. Actually, you're just pumping, you understand. Then also the process of cleaning, joining the pump together, and then cleaning it after, and to get ready for another session of pumping. And then there is also cleaning bottles, because the baby has to feed from the bottles, and they can't use one, you have to have several of them. And then after they're done using the bottles, then you have to clean them, then you have to really, that's all time consuming. So number two, using a breast pump can actually really be uncomfortable to most mothers. Some of them actually experience pain, especially if they don't get the right flange size, they don't get the right pump for them. Some even get nipple soreness. Some actually hate the procedure of pumping, as it pulls you back. So it can really get uncomfortable. And I've noticed with some research that I've made from some mothers, actually some drop the pumping procedure or process along the way. They are actually not patient with it. They are like, okay, let us resort to breastfeeding and also accompanying formula or bringing other milk types. The third disadvantage is equipment cost and maintenance. So in the first place, some breast pumps are really expensive, and yet if you're just doing breastfeeding, you're not meeting any costs, because this is coming naturally from you to your child. But you need to invest in an equipment, a very good one, a very good brand. You need to buy storage bags or cups where you need to store breast milk, and they are disposable. Like, you cannot reuse some of them. Some bags are not reused, you understand. Then you need to invest in the bottles, buy enough bottles for your child. The more they grow, the bigger the bottle gets. So it can be really expensive to some parents. So point number 4, as a con for using a breast pump, it reduces skin to skin bonding. Skin to skin bonding is very important for a mother and for a child as you bond together. But when you introduce in a breast pump, you pump milk and then you feed them by the bottle. It reduces that time or moment to bond with your child, because we know that actually breastfeeding promotes closeness and bonding between the mother and the child. So if you choose to use a breast pump, especially those who are exclusively pumping, it really reduces the times and the chances of having a skin-to-skin bonding. But that is still okay. Like I said, depending on the factors at hand as to why you're choosing to exclusively pump, everything is okay. But I'm just giving you, the disadvantages of using a breast pump. The fifth disadvantage or con for using a breast pump is possible supply issues. So with this, it might come in two ways. To some, it could give them an oversupply, whereby they have to deal with a lot of production or milk production, and some actually in that state don't know what to do. It can be stressing to some because the baby is not taking as much as they are producing, because like we said, one of the advantages is that using a breast pump actually stimulates milk production. But then the other way is that a breast pump might actually not efficiently stimulate breast milk like it should be, or like a child. So, and you find that sometimes you're not able to produce enough. So depending on where you're falling, sometimes you might never know, as you're starting to use a breast pump, you might never know whether it will cause an oversupply, whether it will not actually help you increase your supply or help you in any way, or whether you will just have a smooth flow, because most mothers actually have a smooth flow in the process of using a breast pump. But sometimes it could actually not stimulate you as nursing does. Yes, to some mothers, actually, nursing stimulates breast milk better than pumping. The disadvantage for using a breast pump is the storage and spoilage concern. We know that breast milk is very delicate and it needs to be stored very well. It needs to be handled with care. After pumping, from the process of pumping, the materials you're using, and to the storage, and then having a steady power supply, you should make sure that your power doesn't go off, because when your power is on and off, it could affect the temperature at which your milk is at, especially if it is in the refrigerator, or the freezer, so it could lead to spoilage. Or for those who store it at room temperature and then it goes past time, or those who store it in the fridge maybe for like 3 or 4 days and then you go to the 6th day, it could be spoiled. That's another disadvantage that comes with using a breast pump. It's not like where you know that your milk is in your breast and it will be safe, like even if the baby doesn't feed on it, it is there, it is safe, it is well kept. But for a breast pump, because it is already out, it needs to be taken care of such that it doesn't go bad. So in the instance where you are out of power, like me, I experienced a power shortage when I had finished, let me say, like a month of pumping and storing breast milk, and actually lost a lot. I really lost very many ounces of breast milk. It felt bad discarding all that breast milk, but I had to because it was already spoiled. It couldn't be served to the baby. So if you're taking on the journey of using a breast pump, I hope some of these advantages and disadvantages are helpful. So you weigh all these, whether you're choosing to do a manual breast pump or an electric breast pump, whatever you're using, weigh these pros, weigh the negatives and the positives that come with it. But from someone who has done breastfeeding, I still breastfeed, but from someone who has done breastfeeding and pumping, if you want to go the way of pumping, it's okay, you can do it. Just get the good pump, get a very good breast pump, and then monitor your schedule, monitor your time. I've shared very many guidelines, tips on people who are choosing to go the way of exclusively pumping, and also the people who are doing both breastfeeding and pumping, and those who want to stop and proceed with pumping. I've shared several videos which I'm linking at the end of this video, so please, after this video, kindly go on and watch them. I know they're going to be helpful to you, and then they're going to enlighten you more whether to choose to take this journey or not. So finally, we've come to the end of our video. So if this video has been really helpful for you, give it a thumbs up, a comment down below, tell us the disadvantages that you found with using a breast pump and the advantages, such that we help our community grow, such that we help the mothers, new moms, we help each other in this era and time. Your comment is really important. When you comment, actually this video is recommended to many people out there who are looking for such information as this. So if it has been helpful, kindly comment, like, subscribe, and we'll meet in another video. Thank you for watching. Ciao.